Welcome to Communication with Callie. The topic of this video is relational transgressions. They are my fave. Love them. Not enacting them, but studying them. Fascinating. So I'm going to talk a little bit about what relational transgressions are, most common forms that we have, and the assessment of relational transgressions. So at its simplest form, a relational transgression is the breaking of implicit or explicit relational rules. So implicit meaning there's a understanding, an assumption that's there. So this could be based on our cultural expectations, our societal expectations, whatever that may be. And then explicit as in you have said this, you have made this clear, you have conveyed this message to your relational partner. So they come in a variety of forms. Most common ones that we think of are hurtful messages. So these can be verbal or nonverbal. There's infidelity. We think about that one with romantic relationships specifically. Although I would argue infidelity can come from other relationships, but we'll talk more about that later. And then the expressions of jealousy. So not jealousy itself, but how that is communicated or conveyed. There's a difference between experiencing something and making it known that you're experiencing something. So again, relational transgressions come in a variety of forms. Simplest definition, the breaking of implicit or explicit relational rules. Groovy. We assess relational transgressions from a few different dimensions. So one aspect that we look at is the intent. What did the person mean to do? Did they intentionally break this rule, or was it unintentional? Did they know or not know? Was it ill will? Was it good intention? We also have the public or private nature of the transgression. So how many people know about this? So has it been aired out to people? And in the same vein, where did it occur? Did it happen when you were out and about, or did it happen while, behind closed doors? Another component here is severity. So this basically means the amount of negative affect associated with the behavior. So, how bad was it? That was pretty bad. That was very bad. Versus like, more of an annoyance versus they knew and they hurt me and it caused a lot of pain. You don't normally articulate it like that, but you know what I mean. Another one that I argue is accumulation or a cumulative effect. So basically, lots of little slights over time can, the whole straw that broke the camel's back, that kind of idea here. So perhaps if it's one tiny little annoyance, little transgression there, after a week of continuous little transgressions here and there, you ate my cake. You ate my cake in the fridge. Roommate, rude. Oh, you didn't take out the trash. I thought we made a trash chart. I say this as my roommate is my cat, so however that reflects upon me, I'm not sure. But our assessment is really kind of the turning point. So the transgression itself happens, and then we're like, was this intentional? Who all knows about it? Where did this occur? How hurt am I feeling? So relational transgressions can hurt. Obviously, you're breaking implicit or explicit relational rules. One reason they hurt is the truth bias. We operate on the assumption that people are telling us the truth and they're being honest with us. So when we found out that someone has been deceptive, It's not good. We don't like that. We do not like that. In general, some people, whatever. Helping orientation is another component here. So we think that the people that we surround ourselves with, in theory, should be caring and kind and want to help you, and breaking the rules and, engaging in deception, showing gross jealousy, um, whatever it may be, isn't helping you and your well-being. So ouch, that hurts. Put your trust in there. And then emotional residues. So relational transgressions can leave a mark, and something small later on can bring back that relational transgression. You can bring it up again. So, perfect example of this, I did an interview with people who had experienced relational transgressions in romantic relationships. And my participant said that her partner, she called him the serial cheater, a month after he cheated and they, reconciled, he was making breakfast for them in the morning, and he was like, "Do you want any eggs?" And she was like, "Why don't you go ask that bitch if she wants some eggs?" That's an emotional residue, because it's a month later, seemingly doing something nice, right? Like making eggs, and then boom, triggered. Like, why weren't you thinking about if I wanted eggs when you were with that girl? It cracked me up when it was a great interview. Additionally, we have possible side effects, impacts of relational transgressions, specifically relational devaluation. So it says, hey, this isn't important to you. It can create uncertainty in the relationship, but it can also create certainty as well. So if you were suspecting that your partner was engaging in some shady shit and then you find out they were, okay, now I know. At least I have some comfort there in knowing. It can weaken the relationship, but on the flip side, it could potentially strengthen the relationship. And I'll talk more about that with jealousy. There's also active blame, so placing the blame on someone, saying this is your fault. And then, of course, destructive conflict, which is just so helpful. Love it. Love it. So the next video, I'm going to talk a little bit more about responses to relational transgressions, and hopefully this was short enough that you could get through it. Yeah!